When we starting though?
We starting right in this zone. What is going on, good people? It is time for your Impact Wrestling review. I put a weird space in Impact. I don't know why. Weird keyboard techniques I was trying tonight. That's not what I wanted to do. Shut up. It's a technique. I'm going with it. Your Impact Wrestling review is Genesis 2018. We are live here on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. If you haven't visited the Facebook page, what are you doing? Go visit it. Facebook.com/ICW podcast. That's about it. That's your review. Bye. No, I'm kidding. We got Genesis 2018 happened last night. Didn't get a chance to review it till today, but it was a pretty interesting show. There was still a lot on it, even though I think we talked about it last week. It felt like there was a lot on last week's show that probably should have been on this show. So, I mean, but that was still an X Division Championship match, which was cool. That was good. I was glad they still had one, even though I would have rather have seen the one from last week on this show. I'm just saying they could have did the one they did this week on the last week's show. But anyway, whatever.
That's true. That's true. They could have did that, but they didn't.
Do what y'all want. But anyway, Impact Wrestling Genesis. Casey, overall thoughts, I guess we should start with.
It was weird to me, and this goes back to last week. They had all the championship matches except for the tag team that they did last week for some reason. I was like, why? Why didn't you just wait? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. Definitely, there were some surprises, some pleasant surprises, I think. And there was one little issue I had in the knockouts match, but we'll get to that. Overall, good show.
Yeah, I agree. Overall, I thought it was a good show. I thought it felt like there was a lot to it, which I was kind of concerned about. Even though, like, I was concerned about it last week, but I think after they announced some of the matches, I felt like they would be okay. But we started off with a nice video package, kind of reviewing all the different feuds and everything going on right now, and then we went into Matt Sydal versus EC3 for the Grand Championship in a normal match, in a match under normal rules, in a normal singles match that's not under Grand Championship rules. I think that should be the new way they announce it from now on. but I was excited for this match just because I wanted to see how this match would go. I mean, obviously it was under normal rules, so it wasn't going to be really any different than any other match. But I think we're so used to seeing the Grand Championship in a certain style. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird sometimes. But this is a really good match. I liked it. I thought they worked relatively well together. I definitely liked it once everything kind of got going. They started reversing each other's moves and everything since they know each other so well, considering they have battled over the past couple of months. And I've liked the storyline with this as well. Like, and I think this is probably going to be the last match between these two, maybe a return match for EC3 because he just lost the title. But still, I feel like this was a good match, though. I liked it. I like this feud overall. With the Matt Sydal can't win the big one type thing, the choke artist type thing, and them using that in this match too with EC3's ego and his ego kind of getting the best of him. I really like that. But good match. Matt Sydal is your new, and I mean new, Grand Champion. And I think more so, I'm wondering how this is going to change the Grand Championship style. Because, like, if you can just be like, match, or I wonder what's going to happen. Is it going to change into a regular match title, or is it going to be something where it's just like a one-time thing? I got a feeling it's going to change into just a normal mid-card title, in my opinion. But I don't know how you feel about it. I just feel like if they're going to take the chances of just letting this happen like this, I feel like they might as well just make it a regular mid-card title, which I think is kind of unfortunate because I personally like the Grand Championship matches. I know you've been kind of on edge and indifferent about it a little bit, but I've actually kind of liked them. So I don't know. But Casey, thoughts on the I guess the state of the Grand Championship or the match or the video package?
I liked it, but I think what kind of pushed me away from it is the fact that from the beginning, and we've talked about this many times, a lot of it wasn't explained. Like the scoring system wasn't explained much. We weren't really introduced to the judges for the most part, except for that 1 week. So I think that's why I really didn't like it, just because it didn't feel like I understood what was going on. It's like watching a football game. You don't understand the rules. Like, okay, it's cool, but I don't know why this guy got a penalty, or why did this happen? Why did that happen? So that was the only thing I didn't really like about it. I wish they had explained it more. I did like this match, though. I am also wondering if they're going to go back to the normal rules. I think that would be an interesting storyline, at least for EC3's rematch, because obviously he's going to have at least a rematch. It is pre-recorded anyway, so he could still go to the Rumble if he does debut in WWE, which rumors are out that he's doing that. But I think it would be interesting to do something like that where, EC3 says, oh, well, you beat me in a normal match, but you can't beat me in a grand championship match. And then Matt Sydal defends and beats him in a grand championship match. I think that would be good storytelling that would finally put Matt Sydal over, that yes, he can do it. But at the same time, I don't know if fans are really into, for the most part, into the grand championship match. I know we kind of are, but is the average fan really into it?
Is the fans are just so close-minded though? Like, is that the issue? Are fans just that close-minded that can't really even open up to watching it? Because I feel like fans are almost to a point where they're like, well, we've seen matches this way for so long that we don't want to see them in a different way anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. And it's like we've said, it's more of an MMA style with the rounds and stuff. There are just some fans who are wrestling fans and aren't MMA fans. That could be part of it too. That just want to see a wrestling match, don't want to see, MMA wrestling hybrid. I think that's part of it too.
Speaking of, real quick, I'm trying to do a test on this microphone. I'm using the microphone for my webcam now.
Yeah, I can tell. It sounds.
Is it bad?
It's bad.
I'm gonna switch it real quick.
It's terrible, as they say.
Terrible. Well, can you take the Knockouts title match since you have laptops?
It's terrible. It's terrible. We had the Knockouts match. We had Allie versus Laurel Van Dam. I haven't said that in a while, so I had to say it again. I did like this match. It was a good match. I felt like
really loud all of a sudden. I don't know what happened.
I like this match. I felt like they worked well together. I think they always work well together. We're seeing slowly every week. We're seeing more and more from Allie. She's becoming more and more capable on her own, which I like. I was hoping she would win the title, but she lost. She lost. The only thing I didn't like about this match was there was a point late in the match where Allie goes to pin Laurel, and Laurel puts her foot on the rope at the last second, but her arm was under the rope before that anyway, and I was like, it's the only thing, just consistency. Like,
you literally like that though. Like,
what?
You literally like that.
I was like, I said that. I said those exact words. No, but that was the only thing that kind of bothered me. I was like, come on, consistency. But all in all, very good match. Sad that Allie. Come on, girl. Come on. I mean, I guess Laurel's staying. We thought she was leaving. I guess I don't know. I don't know with Impact anymore. Like,
well, you gotta remember too, like, we know all of this, but this is kind of during that whole, like, the news came out after the tapings were taped.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, this is the very end of the, like, I think this is the last show. I'm not mistaken, the last show from that set of tapings. So I think a lot of the big changes that we've already seen and are expecting, unfortunately, that I've already seen, but I've already seen. But like, I feel like the big changes that we've seen, that we've already kind of seen, we're not going to see him until like next week or 2 weeks.
Did you change your mic yet?
I did. Did it not change?
It still sounds terrible.
But, well, there's like 5 mic configurations, and I don't know which one I use.
All right, is this any different? Is this the same?
It's louder and clearer, but still weird. But that's fine.
Weird in what way? I need to know.
That's normal. Now it's normal.
Wait, what? I didn't do anything. I don't know. Google Plus and their microphones. But anyway, I missed my external mic. Dang it. This was your fault. You want to do Facebook Live, you dummy. Anyway, moving on.
I do it for the fans.
Moving on to my thoughts of this match. I thought it was pretty good. I definitely liked it. I like the history between these two, especially considering there is like this really rich and big history that these two have that I think sometimes for whatever weird reason gets overlooked because it's really big, right? Like realistically, Allie's the reason that Laurel was this way in the first place. When you think about it, so like I feel like they didn't do as good of a job. Like they touched on the Maria Kanellis thing and that history, but they didn't really touch on the fact that Allie and her kind of stealing Braxton away, or I couldn't remember his name for a second, but stealing Braxton away was.
He's your favorite.
I thought I was thinking Pepper Potts. I was, but but I feel like her stealing Braxton away was as big of a part of this storyline as anything. But I definitely liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good match. I love Laurel, and I love how Allie continues to gradually progress into herself. She's doing a very good job with that I feel like it, especially in her promos now too. I think you're seeing it a lot in promos too, where she's really into it, but you still see that slight glimpse of Allie, right? Like you still see it, like, and that's the crazy part. Like she's so good at that. But moving on to Lashley versus Moose, with KM and Dan Lambert at ringside, and the other dude that gets beat up all the time. He was there somewhere. I don't know where he came from there to end. Like I don't know where he came, because I didn't see him the whole time, and then he was just out there, and I'm like, where he come from though? Where he come from? But we said this last week. I feel like this has been one of the most anticipated matches for us. Like we've been waiting for this match for so long. When Lashley had the title, we were like, okay, Moose is gonna challenge him for the title. That's how it's gonna be. Then they never did that. And then Moose won the Grand Championship. And we're like, okay, Lashley's gonna challenge him for the Grand Championship. It's gonna happen. Then that never happened. And now we're here where we kind of had to get this MMA versus Impact storyline for them two to actually face off. I mean, they did have that little weird throwaway match that I don't why they do that was stupid. That weird throwaway match they did. I don't remember the premise of the storyline back then, but it was like something about it was like a number one contenders match, but it was like thrown together or something. It was stupid. But anyway, this match is good. I love the kind of agility on agility and strength on strength type of thing that they had going on, because obviously, Moose is one of the agile big men, and Lashley has shown that too. This man hit a Hurricane Rana. I'm done. I'm done with this man. Like I was like, wait, what? I had to go back and look at that again. I was like, what? Because this man came out with a Hurricane Rana. I was like, okay. All right, dude. I don't even think Moose has hit a Hurricane Rana yet, but this was a really good match, though. I felt like I felt like it was really good, but still could have been better. Like there was something about it that felt like it could. There was maybe it was the way it started. I don't know, but there was something about it that felt like it could have been a little bit better. Maybe it was the fact that it wasn't in the main event with a title on the line. I mean, for real though, but I definitely thought it was good though. I was weirded out by the KM part too. I was like, what is he? He was throwing stuff in the ring and getting involved for no reason, right? And there was no explanation of it either. Like it was like, I guess next week I want to see if he says like it. I was just trying to do too much or what. Like I don't know. I mean, and there's really is no reason for him to explain now either with the turn either at the end. But I thought it was weird because like all of his interactions and all of his interferences were just stupid and made no sense. Like they were just like, "Hey, I'm gonna cost you this match, yay!" Like none of them made any sense at all. Like him throwing the table in when the referee's right there. Like why? Why would you do that? Him getting distracted when Lashley is in control. What? Like that didn't make any sense. But then Moose ends up winning the match after KM basically costs Lashley the match, and basically this was the kind of I guess the big turn of the night. I felt like. So Dan Lambert starts to blame Lashley for the loss. You know, he's like, "This is all your fault. This is all your fault." When he probably should have been blaming KM. And Lashley takes out KM, who tries to be the middleman, takes out KM, and then throws Lambert back into the ring. Then when he throws Lambert back into the ring, you know, Moose kind of gets his hands on him a little bit, and then that table that KM brought in came into play as freaking Lashley hit this man with like an epic spear through that table. That he took a really cool looking bump, really harsh looking bump on that table. I like that. But yeah, I guess Lashley's no longer a part of American Top Team. I like the turn, but I feel like in the same, it almost doesn't make any. It almost doesn't do anything. Like I don't know if this is going to be the way they write him off or what, because I mean, obviously we kind of, I mean, Casey and I know how they wrote him off, I guess, but like, I feel like this is almost kind of, it's not going to do anything for anybody, is it? Like no one really got put over but Moose, like KM pretty much got squashed in this. Dan Lambert pretty much got squashed in this. And I think once Lashley leaves, the American Top Team thing is over anyway. Right, like he's the main catalyst of the American Top Team thing besides Dan Lambert. So I don't know. But anyway, Casey, thoughts on the Moose versus Lashley match, the most anticipated match ever in life?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a great match between Lashley and Moose. That could have been also just because of the build-up. Like we've been waiting for this match for so long, so the finally we get it, and we're like, oh, that was awesome. Even though, like you said, they're, you know, it could have been better. They could have added more. They could have, you know, done some more stuff. But I did like the end. You know, I didn't understand the KM thing either. With, you know, Lashley was completely in control, and he's like, use the table, like why? Why would he? Why is the restaurant? It didn't make any sense. It did not make any sense. I loved the turn, you know, with Lashley turning on American Top Team, basically. And that table, and I know people have, you know, crapped on TNA's tables for years now, how, you know, oh, you can see where they cut it in half and then put it together, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they're fake tables. That one, that thing just disintegrated. I was like, if you put a bowl on there, it would have fallen apart. Like, that thing was like, it made it look cool, but it was like that table should not have broken that easily. Like, there were pieces that shouldn't have been like broken off, and I was like, bruh, how? But like I said, it made for a cool spot. I'm wondering what they are gonna do next week. I'm wondering how they're going to get the guy in that is Lashley's last match. We're not going to say anything. We're not going to spoil anything for anybody who doesn't want spoilers. But I'm wondering how they're gonna. I'm wondering how they're gonna kind of write him off and stuff like that. But I did like kind of the mutual respect at the end between Lashley and Moose. It was a good finish to the sort of feud there.
All right, moving on to our X Division Championship match, already in progress at Pro Wrestling Noah. We got Taiji Ishimori going up against Andrew Everett, who is apparently a face now. What? Wasn't he just a part of the Cult of Lee like a month ago?
But is it Taiji Ishimori at phase 2? So like, what? Well, yeah. Keep Andrew Everett a heel. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a good match though for what we saw. I liked it. I love when Andrew Everett spikes people on their heads with Hurricane Ranas and such. Like, and everything he does is like a spike to the head. It's crazy. And I love the commentary team playing up when he hit that. I think it was the reverse Hurricane Rana driver, and he was going for the his what does he do? He does a Phoenix Splash. What does he do? Shooting Star Press. Shooting Star Press is right. He does. He was going for a Shooting Star Press. And, they were talking about how Ishimori hadn't moved or whatever. And then friggin' he goes for the Shooting Star Press and Ishimori gets his knees up. And I was like, no. That was good. I like that was some pretty good storytelling in a match that was halfway over when we got to it. Just saying, bruh. But this is a good match though. I still don't think it's better than the first match we got with Ishimori and was it Sanjay Dutt? Was it Trevor Lee? It's Trevor Lee. Ishimori and Trevor Lee at the beginning of the year. I think that's match of the year so far for me. Thus far for me, as far as an Impact at least. But such a good match. Casey, thoughts on Ishimori retaining the X Division Championship against Andrew Everett, and Andrew Everett did what I was saying about Andrew Everett being face. He raised his hand at the end of the.
Because that makes you a face.
It does when you show respect. You're not supposed to show. You're supposed to be frustrated, mad, upset, mad. And
would you say upset and mad also?
Yes, and mad.
And upset. Okay, no, I get it. I like this match. I thought they worked really well together. I think any match with Andrew Everett or Ishimori is always a good match. They're just that good. And I love when Impact does matches in other promotions. I've said this many times. But why did they all... I don't like the ones where they come in and the match is already underway. Like, stop it.
Also, what they do with that crowd? Like, that crowd did not sound like a Japanese crowd at all. Like, they were far too loud.
I know. I was like, why they so loud? Like, is that just pro wrestling? No.
Like it was weird because they were like, you could tell they were talking and everything, right? Like it wasn't like just them cheering. Like it was like talking and all kinds of stuff in that match.
But like, I was looking around and I didn't see anybody talking. And I'm like, are they piping in sounds for this? Like, are they trying? You don't need to do that for Japanese.
Well, I'm like, why would you pipe in sounds of fans talking? like why? Why is that a thing? Like, why would you? Why? Like, oh my God. I was like, what is happening?
I don't know. They need to stop doing matches outside of Impact halfway through the match. Like, it's like going to a movie theater and getting a ticket for a movie halfway through. Like, why? Like, there's no point. And it's, if you're doing a partnership with them, you should be able to see the whole match. Like, not that hard. It's not that hard. If you can't do that, you need different partners. I'm just saying, you need to get some different partners. But yeah, good match. I liked it.
Alrighty, and then moving on to the main event of the evening, which I didn't realize was a 6 Sides of Steel match until this night. We had, I don't think they even announced it last week. They were just like, you know what? We'll bring up Cage, baby. Well, I don't know if I want to say this or not. I'm saying it. Screw it. Close your ears if you don't want spoilers. I did say things were going to change next week. So this is the last 6 Sides of Steel match we will see for a nice little bit. So if you didn't know, so but and yes, that means they are going to a 2-sided ring. So look out. But anyway,
they're going to a 2-sided ring.
Yeah, they're going to that's that new thing they're going with this time. 2-sided, 3-sided. They're going triangular ring. But anyway. We got Drake, your Impact Wrestling Grand Global Champion. He the grandest of the globals. Shut up, Casey. Shut up. I want to hear it. Shut up. We got the global champion going up against Alberto El Patron and Johnny Impact again. Like last week, when they could have just not did the match last week. I'm just saying. Anyway, in 6 hours.
Like last week didn't even add anything to this match.
No. Nope. it just like promoted whatever Border City Wrestling pretty much. I feel like that was about it. I love how Eli Drake's a paper champion and has defended the title more than like any champion ever. Like this man forever defending his title. Like always. I ain't never seen a heel defend his title this much. Like this man, I swear he defends his title every like 2 or 3 weeks. It's ridiculous. And this is a back-to-back defense, dang it. Alberto, you better shut up. He's not a paper champion. You can't defend your title this much and be a paper champion. But anyway, I like this though. I like El Patron and Eli Drake working together early on to basically who can get the most stomps on Johnny Impact pretty much. And you know, I like the cage involvement in this too. Freaking Johnny Impact with that parkour. That parkour he did on the cage. I'm surprised that the commentary team didn't say anything about that because they always mention that in his like background, but then like that was the perfect situation to mention it, and then they didn't. But I like his little run up, bounce off the cage type reversal he did. I had never seen anybody do that before. That was pretty crazy. And then I feel like El Patron got the most use out of the cage. This man drove Eli Drake into it like 10 times. Like that poor man. Like that poor fella, bruh. And then freaking, I love Johnny Impact's dive off the top of the cage. Like you knew it was coming. you knew it. Like you could tell by the look in his eyes. He was like, I ain't done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna jump on these people and I'm gonna take them out. Then I'm gonna win. But he almost won, but he didn't. And then I love kind of the whole dynamic of all three of them trying to get out the cage at the same time. Where you had El Patron trying to get out the door, and then you had Eli Drake trying to get out, on the cage, and friggin' Impact had to go back and forth to try to get them both back into the ring so he doesn't lose the match. And then there at the end, I love the way Eli Drake won this match. I don't know, I don't remember seeing it this way. And I mean, it's probably happened before, but I just don't remember it right offhand. But like, I love freaking Johnny Impact's gonna beat him down, to the bottom, and touch the ground first. But Chris Adonis catches him. I thought that was awesome. Chris Adonis catches him. Eli Drake ends up hitting the ground first, and then Chris Adonis just threw him to the ground. But I like that though. Like I thought that was a good little heel finish for Eli Drake, and it's a good match. It's a really good match between these three. And now apparently Eli Drake doesn't have to defend against Johnny Impact or Alberto El Patron, which he ain't got to worry about that. Because anyway, okay, like you know what I'm saying. But Casey, thoughts on?
Because why?
I'm not spoiling stuff for anybody. I mean, they can go watch the other video we got on the Impact spoilers. We specifically said in the video spoilers. Like it was like a flashing sign. They can check that out.
I mean, if they computer not working right and they can't go to that video, what?
Why are you taking away views from our other video though? I'm just saying, like you just.
I mean, like let's just give him a hint. What happened? Just give him a hint.
Let's just say Eli Drake gonna lose the title soon. Let's just go with that. There we go. That's the hint. And it's a sad day, dang it. He is the greatest global champion of all time. He should have been the global champion and stood on top of the world like he did with the King of the Mountain champion where he stood on top of the mountain. He should have stood on top of the world or on top of a plastic globe and hope it didn't fall through.
Yeah, I like this match. Was I the only one before the match even started when Johnny Impact climb to the top of the cage, I was like, ring the bell, quick! You can just jump over. Come on, do it. They didn't do that. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the new champion that I don't remember who it is. That's why I was trying to get you to say the spoiler again because I didn't remember. It's Falaba. It's Falaba. Falaba, the new champion. DJ Boy Falaba. Definitely a good match. I was confused as to why it was a 6 sides of steel match because I don't remember them saying nothing about that.
Well, and there was no reason to keep this match contained. like usually, when you do a 6 sides of steel match, the point is to keep the guys in the ring.
Or to keep somebody out, but like
Chris Adonis don't do nothing. So
he still got involved though. Like he slammed the door. I think it was on Alberto.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
What kept him away from this? Like,
but too, I felt like you said, the logic behind it was weird because like these three have agreed to fight like so many times that I don't think they even care at this point. Like Eli Drake's just like, come on, let's do it.
But like the logic of Impact 6 sides of steel matches don't make sense anyway because have in those camera holes. Right, if somebody wants to get in, they can just go through the camera hole. That thing is freaking giant. Like, I still don't understand why they need camera holes that big.
Well, let's be honest though. The logic of a cage match keeping people out anyway. There's a big old hole at the top. Like a big one. Like you can fit multiple people through that.
Like if you ever climbed a fence, you could climb the cage. It's just a little bit taller. It's just a little.
Dude, like the people inside it gotta climb it to get out. So obviously people can climb it.
Yeah. Pro wrestling is a weird thing where you need to not think about it too much.
Well, and you think about it too. I always found it funny when who was it, JBL and somebody else? They were in the cage match with the barbed wire on it, and everybody hated it or whatever. And that was the most logical cage match ever. But everybody was like, "This is stupid. We don't need barbed wire on the cage."
Like, but it keeps them in the cage though. It keeps people out of the cage. That's good work. It is good writing right there. But yeah, I liked it. I was still confused as to why it was a 6 sides. Why?
They had to do it one more time, Chase it one more time before they go to the 2-sided ring.
It's a 4-sided ring, just so you know.
No, it's 3. Triangle.
I think
new.
I think it's the octagon. That's what they're doing. They're going for the octagon. Yeah. Or like
they're going for that quadrilateral side ring.
I couldn't think of anything higher.
Just it's gonna be 4 sides, but none of them are gonna be even.
Somebody please make that ring. Somebody. For one match, I need to see that ring. Like, we get like a 20-sided ring. Like, can that be it? It's just all turnbuckles.
Well, that was your Impact Wrestling Genesis review. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. Genesis review for 2018. It's a pretty good show. Like we said, we liked it. We enjoyed it. We'll be back next week for Impact Wrestling review. We are thinking about doing Impact Wrestling previews to see how they go. But that will be something we look at in the near future. Maybe even on that their camera. You guys don't understand that, but maybe on that their camera. But anyway,
I will be over at that their camera.
What about the camera?
I will be at Takeover for that their camera.
No, you don't need to talk about that. Why aren't you going to take over now? You should be on the way, fool. Anyway.
It's in Philadelphia. It's only like 3 hours away. Like, I don't need to leave.
That's a lot of hours. Shut up. Anyway, We will see you guys next time for Impact Wrestling Review. Tell y'all need to blow up Casey, that blow up that Chase, and let him know. Let him know he better vlog when he had NXT Takeover. He better do a vlog like Justin do, a day in the life of Juggernaut 09 Casey. That's what needs to happen. This needs to happen. I think Casey. Also speaking of McJuggernuggets, you might meet the McJuggernuggets this weekend.
Nope. Absolutely not.
I just, my inside sources, they told me he was going to the NXT Takeover. Just my inside source in the earpiece. You can't see it; it's invisible. But that earpiece, let me know.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna avoid that man like nothing. I will run.
Like, can I be a member?
So what's my membership?
Did you bring my membership card with you?
Did you make my lower third yet? Did you do that? Did you put me in the logo yet? Did you put me in the?
But hopefully Casey will enjoy his trip to NXT Takeover. It should be a good show. I guess we'll be doing that review not tomorrow because
probably like Sunday.
Like Sunday, okay, Sunday.
On that camera.
Well, I probably will be watching it a little bit late anyway, so probably a good thing. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time on the Impact Wrestling Review. This was your Impact Wrestling Review of Genesis 2018 on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. The only podcast that is always, shut up, Casey, shut up, always. It is the classic, man, laughing at my outro.